Here looking at the US and asking myself, is this normal? Is this supposed to be happening? Looking around at everybody else look normal, like, yeah, this is going according to the plan. And I'm like, is this the plan? The tariffs are going to make everything more expensive. I ain't even buying nothing. And I'm like, it feels like we're on the Titanic. Everybody is saying, Captain, there is the iceberg. And the captain is saying that we cannot turn around. And we're hitting the iceberg while some who have the resources are getting on these lifeboat and exiting the ship, while meanwhile there's people like me who is still on the ship. And I look to the left, there's that band still playing while the ship is going down. And I'm like, all right, okay, okay. The ports are closing, saying that they're gonna be empty shelf. And I'm like, are we hitting a recession? But everybody's like, oh no, he's got a plan. He's got it all unlocked. There's nothing to worry about. Everything seems fine. And I'm like, all right, cool. Is it time to abandon ship? Is it time to abandon ship? The trade war with China. I'm starting to ask myself, was it worth it? You say China is unfair, while globalization took place where China made a lot of money, American made a lot of money, everybody made a lot of money off the deal except the common folks. But the difference with what China did with their money and the difference with what America did with their money, China sunk their money into their industry to prop it up, to prop up their manufacturing, to prop up their buildings, to prop up their GDP, to prop up their bridges and everything. That is why they're now the manufacturer powerhouse. While I'm looking at America, who got their money and all they did is stock buyback. The guys who made all the money, they hanging out on their golf course, having the time of their life, stock buybacks, record high stock growth. And now America is looking at the world while they didn't pump nothing in the people who was at the bottom, the people who really made the system really work. You remember those essential workers? Yeah, those same people who we left to hang out to dry in Corona, who had to come into work and work their ass off. Nothing was pumped or given for their hard work. And now America is looking at the world and saying, hey, everybody cheat us. Y'all cheated us. And I'm like, what? What? You got cheated? How did you got cheated? You have your 5 houses, your maid and everything, while the poor man is just standing there. Everybody's like, yeah, you cheated us. And this kind of remind me of that story we used to tell in Jamaica, where the greedy dog on the bone, where there was this hungry dog. He finally got it a bone, and when he got the bone, he was on his way with his bone in his mouth, and he came up on a river. But when he looked on the river, he could see another dog with their bone. So his plan was to go take the other dog's bone, but at the same time, it was his reflection he was looking at in the water. So he jumped in the water, dog. And when him jump in the water, him sink. And have to open him mouth for catch air, and him bone fell out, and the water wash away him bone. So him never get it. At the end of the day, him just leave hungry. And the moral to the story is, you should be satisfied and don't try to be that greedy dog who wanted to take somebody else's bone. Because in the process of trying to take another man's bag or take somebody else's bone, you will lose your own bone. And I think That is the period where America is going through. He's looking around and all his friends are there, but he's not seeing them anymore as friend. He's seeing them as a lick. He's seeing them as enemy. They all came up together. They all did the robbery together. He took the bigger share and squandered it, while he's now looking at everybody and asking, yo, I need your bone. But in the process, he's alienating himself and going after everybody's bone and loses his bone in the process. That is exactly the period where America is going through. Because they believe all the lies. They believe what they're told. They wouldn't even be skeptical. What happened to skeptical? What happened to not taking everything that you're being told? Because when I look and I see how everything is, and I'm like, where we're heading? What's the plan? And everybody's telling me, everything is fine. It's fine. And I'm like, nah. I see the iceberg. I see the iceberg. Is it time to abandon ship? While they're telling me, no, everything is fine. This is how it should be. This is the plan. This is the heart of the deal. And I'm like, I can't understand the heart of the deal, because we are losing money, prices are going up, and most people said, hey, we put it mean for the economy. And the economy has been worse. The stock market is going down, the bond market is going down, and they're saying to me that, hey, the stock market doesn't matter. It's those rich guys who have all the money. You know, those guys with the company. And I'm like, yeah, the stock market doesn't matter. But what do you think is gonna happen when your boss lost all that money on the stock market, who runs this company, and he's looking at you, the worker, who's now a liability to him, which he didn't normally mind, but he knows have to pay you, and he's just lost all that money. Who you think is gonna feel it? You think he's gonna keep you around? No, there's gonna be let go. People are gonna lose their job. People are going to be let go. Small businesses, I see where the tariff are wiping out small businesses, and companies like Apple, the big guys, can go into a meeting with Trump, and Trump say, hey, what's up? I can split you a deal, no tariff on your stuff. But he's willing to kill all the small guys in the pursuit of this. But the top guys at the top, who's been making all the money, who really have the equity to withstand all the brunt, he's like looking at them and saying, yo, we're in this together. And I'm like, I don't know. But why I've noticed that poor people believe that millionaires and billionaires care about them. No, let's honestly think about the question. You think a rich guy who has all these elite connection, you see he's telling you, hey, we're gonna lower tax, but every time tax get lower, it is on the top 1% of the top 1%. Nothing is going to the guy under the bottom. And y'all think a rich guy cares about you? I'm like, nah, don't be so gullible. Don't fall for the cheap tricks. And everybody's telling me, nah, it's alright. I see the iceberg. I see the iceberg. I can't stay with the band who's rocking out. I'm not waiting till the ship breaking half and I see people falling down and start hitting the iron railing. I don't want to be on the ship to that point. I might have to come up with a idea or a strategy to jump off. So I don't even want to brace for impact. I don't want to brace for impact. Because maybe this ship was destined to fail. They say all empires fail, but this ship was always destined to fail at some point. I'm just sitting in the room and wondering, is this normal? Is this supposed to be happening? Or am I questioning too much? I'm looking for answers in all the wrong places. But I'm saying, is this what we're supposed to be doing? I see you guys put more emphasis in deporting people, more than propping up the economy, more than making people better life. And It's it was always against the migrants. It was always a plan to get blacks and brown people out. What's the plan? What's the plan? Is that the only goal? Is like, oh, from Trump is getting out these people. It's fine with me. I don't care what's going on. It's fine with me. And this is crazy. This is crazy. Yo, this is crazy.